So the title of the Stephen King, what I call co-written movie, did the original plot for this, was sort of not say plagiarism, but there was an original movie with the same title that came out years before. It was a film noir with Laurence Harvey. So we're not going to be talking about the Stephen King, The Running Man, the game show of the future, how the world would be like if everything was through game shows. We're going to talk about The Running Man, the thriller that basically could have been better at the box office, but it was kind of can not say a dud, but didn't really hit the audience that it should have, despite an international cast and the great Carol Reed leading the direction. Now, this 63 BA neo noir drama film starred Laurence Harvey as a man who fakes his own death in a glider accident, then runs into trouble when an insurance investigator starts taking a closer interest. It was adapted by screenwriter John Mortimer from the 61 novel The Battle of the Running Man by Shelley Smith. Now again, co-starring Lee Remick, Alan Bates, cinematography by Robert Krasker, edited by Burt Bates, music by William Alwyn, color process by Eastman. Pete Productions produced it, distributed by Columbia. Got a May UK release in '63, but only October in the States. So I think they were trying to look at test burn. And this was around the time of the Manchurian Candidate and Alamo for Laurence Harvey, so you would think that it would do better at the box office, but never really hit. Now, it was filmed in various locations in Spain as well as Gibraltar and Ireland. The film opened at the Odeon Leicester Square in London's West End on the 1st of August '63. The film briefly came to the attention of the Warren Commission investigating the assassination of President John F. Kennedy because of a viral marketing campaign that placed personal ads in the Dallas Morning News asking the running man to please call Lee. Investigators thought that these might be coded messages placed by assassin Lee Harvey Oswald until they discovered the source of the advertisements. In Hollywood, an urban legend arose claiming the film was a flop because it starred actors named Lee and Harvey. Now, Stella Black, played by Lee Remick, attends a memorial service for her husband Rex. Apparently, he died in a gliding accident, but his body was never recovered. There's a good reason for this. Rex, played by Harvey, is still alive. In reality, he and Stella are perpetrating this ruse to collect £50,000 in life insurance as a revenge against the same company that refused to pay out on a previous claim. Even the insurance company investigator, Stephen Maddox, played by Bates, failed to uncover the crime, freeing the blacks to travel to Malaga for extended vacation. Now, while there, Rex steals a passport of drunken Jim Jerome, played by John Million, a touring Australian sheep rancher, and doctors it with his own photograph. This enables Rex to play a future trick involving another insurance company in which, as before, he will fake his own death. Meanwhile, a British male vacationer who Stella recognizes but can't remember approaches her at an outdoor cafe. Eventually, he reminds her that he is Stephen Maddox, the agent who interrogated her after Rex's funeral. Rex believes Maddox's arrival in Spain is too incidental and that he is looking for evidence to expose the blacks' insurance fraud. In time, though, Stella believes Stephen is only a sweet, lonely man who desires company with someone he had previously met. Subsequent events bear out Stella's guess. Stephen is guilty of nothing more than looking for companionship with fellow Englanders. But later, Stephen suspects something is amiss with the couple. In fact, Stephen speaks to Rex as he knows what's going on with her scam without actually saying so. This alarms Rex beyond all reason. At one point, Rex's paranoia fuels his attempt to run Stephen's car off the road as he and Stella make a frenzied getaway drive to Gibraltar. But before the couple can enter British territory, they are detained by a Spanish police captain played by the great Fernando Rey. Rex uses the confusion of a running of the bulls event to escape, leaving his wife to the mercies of officialdom. He reaches an airstrip where he steals a private plane and escapes the rock. The plane runs out of fuel, forcing Rex into the sea with fatal consequences. The film's final scene, as at the story's beginning, shows Stella seemingly mourning the death of Rex, this time for real, as he's taken away by boat, dead or possibly unconscious. Now, a very, very diverse cast. The Noel Purcell as Miles Bleecker has a very strong performance, but Fernando Rey, again, anything he's in at that time draws a lot of interest. Now, the Guardian called the original novel horrifying and gripping, and the New York Times called it spellbinding. Now, in March '62 was announced Reed would direct a film based on a novel for Columbia, who had made Reed's Our Man in Havana, It was the first project Reed worked on since leaving the filming of Mutiny on the Bounty. That's a whole story to begin with. Filming took place in Spain for 10 weeks and at Ardmore Studios in Ireland. The film sets were designed by the art director John Stoll. Now, the New York Times published a negative review of the film, where critic Bosley Crowther, writing Mr. Reed, who used to shine at flight and pursuit melodramas, just doesn't put excitement into this film. He has mostly devoted himself to getting the Malaga atmosphere, and this in color is rather dazzling. It's the only thing in the film that is. Writing in the LA Times, Philip K. Schur praised the film, writing Columbia's The Running Man is my idea of an almost perfect motion picture. On-edge anxiety, unpredictable surprises, all astonishingly logical, and always developing sense of characterization, so that, in contrast to the celebrated Mr. Hitchcock's chases, the final bitterly ironic twist leaves one actually moved with pity and a feeling of loss. Now, cinematographer Robert Krasker, who had majority of the scenes done on his own style, and one of Carol Reed's favorites, was nominated for the movie for Best Color Cinematography at the BAFTAs. Now, 63 was an interesting year because you were getting away, not say from film noirs, but the thriller style. And I think the charisma of Lee Remick and Laurence Harvey could be done the right method, but Laurence Harvey was seen to be more of a bon vivant style. Like if this was a younger, Sean Connery or Cary Grant, I think it would really work but the opening sequence, like the first 5 minutes, like the title scene, is quite good. It feels like a big TV series. Now, it'd be interesting if this didn't influence some of the running series that were prevalent in the 60s, including The Fugitive and different stuff. But the poster itself, like I said, using the running motif is quite interesting. It's almost like cartoonish in a way. Like, is he going to escape? Will he do it again? But the thing is, when you're trying to cheat somebody, there's two things happening. There's betrayal and paranoia, and there's lots of this in this movie. I haven't seen this movie technically in about 45 years. I still give it a 3 out of 4 because I saw it in the French. But according to my buddy in the English, it has a little bit more kind of that British American style that was very popular at the time. The merge of, the gritty drama and the good storytelling. But in French, it's quite interesting because the guy who was dubbing Laurence Harvey dubbed him for the Manchurian Candidate. That's a true story, by the way. So that's why it really stood out for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here with our Vintage Movie Podcast, let us know what a like, comment, subscribe, or share. And by the way, we have done previous podcasts on the Manchurian Candidate and Laurence Harvey here. So check out in our search engine to see what we thought about the Mr. Harvey's career. Like I said, a very interesting thespian, which we all miss, as we say. Thanks for listening, and don't forget, Valentine's Day is coming up, so buy your beloved either a box of chocolates or a DVD, a set on the cheap. Have a good one.